Morning. Welcome to the Carla Marie Anthony show. What are you laughing about,
We're
Carla Marie?
full of patterns today. Look what it's doing to the screen.
My pattern is fine though. Your pattern is like I don't know if it actually creates that image or that weird effect on everyone's screen or just
Let me know,
ours.
because I'm going to change
But
ASAP.
it almost looks like 3D or like holographic too.
I see it on yours too.
On mine?
You don't see that?
No, hold on. Let me
Well, happy
ourselves
freaking
bigger here.
Thursday. I have been convinced that today was Friday for the last... Oh, they don't see it good. I kept thinking yesterday all day, I was like, oh, tomorrow's Friday. And it was like...
tomorrow. Well, tomorrow's Friday.
Now tomorrow's Friday.
So there's that. I did get my little notification to check into my flight to Los Angeles.
Nice.
Very excited for that. Thank you very much to Miguel in Miami, Florida for the 1,000 bits. And Jess from Minnesota for gifting a tier 1 sub to the community. That went out to Nazmama. I love when we can see who it goes to. It's pretty cool.
So
and Wardo subbed with Prime for 25 months. I think the max that I've seen, at least this morning, was Claire and someone else earlier today. And it was 29 months. Let me make sure I don't mess up who that was.
That's crazy.
Maybe it was Z from NYC? No.
Nope.
I passed it. Where was it?
Oh, wait, stop. Go up.
What?
Something else. Martha said, I made it to the gym this morning for the first time this year.
Nice. I got the same message from my brother Justin. He said it made his whole day better.
Seriously does.
Changed his perception of the day.
Today's an off day for me.
What?
But this body needs...
Like a bad day?
This body needs rest.
Oh, a rest day.
Yeah.
I thought you meant I'm having an off day already.
Whatever this is right here called.
Your back? Your
No,
lats?
No, it's not really your lat.
Okay.
It's just been like twitching
Okay.
for 4 days, and it's driving me. It doesn't hurt, but it's like a heartbeat kind of.
Oh yeah, that happens with my my eyes sometimes.
So I don't know what's going on here.
The other person was Mellow FM at 29 months,
Cool.
which is a long time to be subscribed to a channel. So thank you very, very much. I believe we're on Hype Train level 4. Oh, 6. Let's do it, Carla Marie.
I do see a lot of people asking update on my sister.
Mm-hmm.
That kid is still in there.
The kid or your sister?
The kid is still inside. As I called him yesterday, the asshat. I say him. We don't know what he is. Tell you what. I've been saying he since the day we found out she was pregnant because I'm convinced. And I realized yesterday that if this kid is born and it's a girl, I am going to need 9 more months to figure out what I'm saying.
What are some of the old wives' tales or whatever, the signs that it's a boy versus a girl?
How you're carrying, so whether your belly's higher or lower, can be one or the other.
Do you know which one is which?
Is it higher as a boy? I honestly don't even know. There's how you feel, like in the beginning, I think, like is it boys make you sick? I don't like it's stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times they say if the
lower is a boy, says
lower
Martha.
Is a boy. If the mom's face changes. So if sometimes you can be pregnant from like here down.
Okay. And
your face doesn't really change. So a lot of times if your face gains weight, they'll say, oh, you're having a girl because she took the beauty out of you. I'm like, that's fucked.
Because they ripped your soul out, as women do.
But
salty versus sweet. Salty is boy and sweet is girl. But what do you mean? Like if I licked your sister?
I don't know what you're craving.
Oh, if you're craving salty things, then you're having.
Apparently, boys make you hairy due to testosterone. Vanessa said, but like, how much testosterone they got in there?
I don't know. It's developing. Pour out that shot, Carla Marie. Let's go.
All I know
Come on, bartender. Come on.
She has a doctor appointment today as her regular checkup, and there's a good chance they're like, all right, you're going now. Because she's so itchy that she thinks he may induce her.
Okay.
So.
Oh, itchy because like the stomach's getting so big?
Yeah.
It is crazy. Like the human body is insane, and the female body specifically, because the fact that you can gain that much weight, like, and just not even gain that much weight, just change that much.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know it doesn't like snap back, but in theory, at least, go back to living your life like you did before you were pregnant. It's pretty crazy.
I know. Martha said she should have her bags packed in case they make her stay. Martha, my sister is type A plus, and her bags have been in the trunk since early January.
She found out she was pregnant and started packing bags.
And her husband has a shot list, and this isn't because she wants everything for social media, because it's actually not her. It's because he will forget to take a single photo of anything if she doesn't do that for him.
So she has like specific photos she wants?
And
like
she
what?
sent me a photo of it because I am the one that's editing like their montage together. I'm so excited. I get to edit the baby's first video.
But didn't you just say she doesn't need it for social media?
Well, everyone posts their baby.
A video?
Oh, like a reel, like a montage.
Lame.
If you need help with yours, I can do it for a small fee.
Oh yeah, you're charging for reels editing now?
I don't care.
You post like one a month.
Oh, I got sucked down a trap today of some pet creator or something, and it's about how pet brands need content, so they hire like not famous. Not like Instagram, like not influencers, just anyone who can film a video of their pet will use it. And I'm like,
that's pretty cool.
We're going to sign up. This guy claims he made $611,000 in 7 months.
$611,000?
I was like, these little craps are paying off my student loans.
He's got to have some sort of skill, though,
in
that field.
I don't know. We'll find out. Your brother said he gets those ads, too.
Hype train is over. Thank you very much. We got 19 subs, 2,600 bits. Thank you for letting us get to Hype Train Level 5. Second time we did that this week.
Don't worry, Justin. I signed up to get the link, and I'll let you know if it's real. I think we're good.
All right.
But I told my sister, I texted her last night. I said, the baby is coming Monday, the 23rd. And she said, why? I said, for the last few weeks, I keep writing that the date is January 23rd, 2023. And then I'm like, no, it's not. I don't know. I have no reason. There's nothing that day that would make me be thinking of the date. So I decided that that's what's happening. And it's such a cool day. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3 is cool. It'll be 1, 2, 3 all the time.
Right.
The baby. That is pretty cool.
So.
And then that baby would be born, or would most likely be alive by January 23rd, 2045.
30, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
So then that baby would have a birthday of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh, I got to tell her.
Yeah, tell her to like, I don't know.
Hold it.
Oh, yes. Hold it in there.
Wait.
All right. No, don't tell her now. Let's.
What if she tries putting it out?
Let's go. All right. I'm taking the shot with or without you. Cheers to you, bartender. Cheers to everyone who supported the stream. And cheers to our friends at Seattle Cocktail Club. I'm taking it, Carla Marie. 3.
Cheers to this kid. And everybody else.
Now, that was a delicious shot. You can check that out at seattlecocktailclub.com/CMA. And I'm going to wash it down with a cupcake.
Can you do a peanut butter one?
Yeah, which one are the peanut butter ones?
That one. That's peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, no, I don't want. I'm not doing peanut. We're just going to throw it out. If you don't want it, I don't want it.
Okay, why won't you eat a peanut butter and jelly cupcake?
I don't know. It doesn't look good.
It looks so good.
Then have it.
Have it for me and tell me how good it is. What is that one?
So these are baked by Melissa. And who sent these?
Well, Baked by Melissa and Beach Waver have a collab that launches today. And I'm going to post it later. I used to eat those ones all the time.
Here's the thing.
They made a Beach Waver that is like the signature tie-dye color of the Baked by Melissa like original cupcake. It's so cool. So they sent me their like promo kit.
Here's the thing. If I only had
it smells like peanut butter.
If I only had that cupcake and didn't know all these others existed, I'd like it. But it's probably my least favorite one. I like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but I don't want jelly on other things. Does that make sense?
No.
Okay, well, it does to me.
Do you like jelly donuts?
Not really, no. Not a fan.
Oh, man. I could use a good New Jersey bakery donut. Like, not like going to Dunkin' Donuts. Like, when you go to the bakery in New Jersey and you get those fluffy donuts.
What Want one?
No, I'm going to say no because I had 2 yesterday.
So that actually brings us to our next point, and Audi Swan said it in the chat. I believe it's one of the first things on our list. Shakira and jelly. It's actually the third thing on the list, but we're just going to jump into it. Super sleuth Shakira.
I saw
You've
this.
seen this story, right? So explain it if you want, Carla Marie.
Okay, you may need to jump in because... So apparently is it husband, fiance, boyfriend?
I think it was husband.
Partner?
Person.
She caught cheating on him. He was cheating on her, sorry. How she found out? She realized that someone had eaten her strawberry jelly. And that was just how she discovered it, because she knows that he doesn't eat that.
Yeah. Which has to be, out of all the ways that I've heard of people being caught cheating, has to be one of the dumbest things. Like,
dumbest on whose part?
On the guy and the mistress.
Or sorry, it was strawberry jam.
Yeah, jam.
I need to correct that.
What is the difference between...
you know what? We're not doing that.
We're not going down that rabbit hole. But my question to you, and this is for anyone watching right now, how did you do the detective work to find your person was cheating?
Okay, so...
And you can call us 201-305-0894.
Is it on?
Oh, yeah, it should be. 201-305-0894.
I have never, been cheated on, maybe in high school, and I forget how whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't count. But I'm thinking that, if you brought a girl over, maybe I'm in New Jersey with my sister,
Yeah.
she's, I'm slaving away, helping her with the baby, and you're here cheating, I would find out.
How? Well, I mean, there's...
100% because my nose.
Because of your
I
nose?
would walk in this house and know it smelled like someone different. So don't even try to cheat while I'm taking care of my sister.
There's also a pet cam. I feel like that would
but that could easily go out at any... you could sneak around and turn that off because it goes out all the time.
It could. I could just... See you later.
I always think about that. I'm like, I'll get an alert if I'm not home, and I'm like, what if he's there with a girl and he's so dumb that he just walks in with her and I see it on the camera?
So the question, like I said, is how did you catch your person cheating? Yes, you can call Neon Climber. The number is 201-305-0894. Let's see.
And while you get that ready, we didn't say the name of the shot we took from Seattle Cocktail Club. It was the BMW, and it has Bailey's, Malibu, and whiskey, and it's really, really good. It goes down easy.
It is a very, very good shot. That's weird. Why did it move that there?
Just making notes of other things I would like to talk about today. So Nolly said I would know because she's super specific about where she puts her things.
Good morning. Yes. Who's this?
Oh, hey, it's Neon Climber, Laura.
Hey, Laura.
All right. Good morning, first off.
Where are you
Good
calling?
morning.
Where are you calling from?
Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Okay. Cool. All right. So did you discover you were being cheated on in a weird way?
Yeah, so I know Lenny and Claire know the story, but I was actually in a relationship for 6 years, moved to New York City for this guy, and then at the 6th year, I found out he was cheating on me for 6 months because I reached out to one of his friends where he grew up because she was talking to him because he was going through a depressive episode for a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew they were talking back and forth. So she had sent him letters and stuff. So I finally wanted to add her on Instagram and tell her, thank you so much for talking to him. Thank you so much for being there for him. I appreciate it. And she goes, what? She goes, we're dating.
Oh, man. So you thought she was just being a supportive friend.
Yeah.
And they were full on dating. Not even and yes, that's cheating, but it wasn't an affair. This was a relationship.
Yes. And he told me everything. He even invited her down to our apartment to spend the weekend when I was away at my parents' house.
So,
but the thing is, we have pictures up of ourselves everywhere.
That was going to be my question, Laura. She goes to your apartment, and it's very you can tell when a woman lives somewhere. And wasn't
Yes.
like, did she not know, or she knew and just didn't care?
I don't think she knew. I think because she told me that he told her we were just roommates.
Wow. So she didn't even realize that she was helping him cheat. She thought this was an actual relationship, and
so
you were the girl, or she was the girl.
So you tell the other woman that you're in a relationship with him. What does she do?
She blocked him. She didn't talk to him anymore. Pretty much like felt disgusted because he was also around like her kid. She recently even just got out of a divorce.
Okay. This guy.
That is
like
crazy.
a bad divorce.
Put him in the garbage. I hope you did.
Yeah. Oh, I did. Yeah, I don't talk to him. It's been, I don't know, 3 years. I'm currently engaged.
Yay.
I'm getting married in March. Yeah. So there was a lot to deal with. Like, 'cause we were actually with this, with my ex. We had actually gone ring shopping, and he was dating this other girl.
I cannot with this man.
That's crazy.
Like, seriously, the trash.
So that wasn't even like the cool part about, not cool part, but the interesting thing about this is you didn't even really have to do like detective work. It just came out.
It did, yeah. And then I found out my friend, boyfriend who works with him, they were covering for him.
Nope.
And anytime that the girl would talk to this guy, he would say, "Oh yeah, they're just roommates." Like it was a total. I was betrayed by like everyone.
That's so rough.
And like that moment when you first find out, like when she first responded to you on Instagram, like you could like every time you think about it, you'll always like feel that, like that. Ugh. Like even if you're so moved on, you can always feel that moment that you found out that awful thing, and that sucks.
But the good thing, Laura, and I say this. It's hard and you're removed, obviously, from this situation. You're engaged, you're happy, all that good stuff. But when someone's going through that, it's hard to make them see this. But the crappy people in your life will eject themselves somehow if you let them.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happens. Like the people that shouldn't be around you, there are always ways for them to get out. They'll do it to themselves, basically.
They put themselves in the garbage.
Laura, where are you headed to right now?
I'm actually driving back from a job site. I'm a project manager for a construction company. So I'm in Maryland, driving back to actually Lancaster, where I work.
Oh, cool.
Well, that would be area code 223, right, in Lancaster?
717.
No, 717.
No, it's both. It's both. I was doing my research for tomorrow's podcast.
Laura lives there.
Well, it's both because I specifically saw Harrisburg, Lancaster as 223. I think they overlap.
We're going to do some serious investigation, Laura, and we'll report back on the podcast tomorrow. But when in March is your wedding?
The 25th.
25th. Okay. Is that? No, that's not the odds of March. All right. Well, I'm so excited for you.
Laura, we're going to let you go so we can grab another call. But thank you very much for hitting us up.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, guys.
You look great.
You look great.
You look great.
All right. This says, I don't understand these options. Hold and accept. Oh, here we go. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Who's this?
Vanessa.
Vanessa, what's going on?
Vanessa with one S.
Yes, Vanessa with one S.
I saw everyone in the chat was like, oh my God, you have to call.
Yeah.
And I didn't see what happened, so I'm very excited to find out about your cheating story.
Okay, so first I just want to set the record straight that this happened like over 13 years ago. I'm much happier now. I'm in a relationship now. Whatever.
Okay.
So me and my ex-husband, we share a child together. We got married because we had the child, but I am also a child of divorce. I didn't meet my father until I was already 21 years old.
Huh?
When I met my father, I went ahead and I met his entire side of the family, and one of the side of the family happens to be my father's sister. So my father's sister happens to be about my age. I'm currently 34 years old. She's only a year and a half older than me.
Okay.
So anyway, long story short, she comes, she lives in Florida. I live in New York. She's like, I would love to come visit New York. I would love to have you. So she comes and she gives me the sob story. And at the end of the day, we decided that she would come stay with me until she got on her feet. Exactly. I see your face.
Oh, so she moved from Florida to New York and she lived with you.
Yes,
And
with
she
her
is
2 kids.
your aunt, but she's only like a year and a half older than you.
That's like me, my niece.
Yes.
Okay.
But I didn't grow up with her either. Like,
Right.
I literally just met her the same time that I met my father. So anyway, she's living with me at this point, and my son's father my ex-husband had gotten let go from his job. She's living at home doing absolutely nothing. I'm at work. You know what ends up happening when you put 2 adults together, right? And they're sitting here denying it up and down every single day until one day I finally had enough. One of my best friend calls me and she tells me, why did I just see her coming out of Planned Parenthood with that yellow piece of paper? And people who go into Planned Parenthood, that yellow piece of paper means that you're pregnant. And I was just like, I have no idea, because according to her, she's not sexually active. So I go ahead and I ask him. I was just like, why is she pregnant?
This is your
He's like, I don't know.
ex-husband that
Me
you're
and her
asking.
just kissed.
Hold on, this is his
What?
family though?
No.
Oh, I got so I got
This is Vanessa's ex-husband, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
So your ex-husband hooked
your
up with your
dad's-
aunt.
Yes, got it.
Yes.
Okay, I got
Wow.
So you're the dad that you
While
didn't
we're
know
living
until-
together.
Got it. Okay. First of all, didn't know about the yellow paper at Planned Parenthood. Good to know. But and he said, I don't know how she got pregnant. We just kissed.
Yes.
First of all,
So
still screwed
Mhm.
there, buddy.
That, the interesting thing, and this is, I mean, I'm sure you're not the biggest fan of him, but just to prove how stupid men can be, the fact that he admitted to cheating but wouldn't actually admit to the whole thing is, at that point, is just stupid.
Yeah.
Like, you were caught. Just deal with it
Yeah.
and don't be an idiot.
So he claims that he didn't know. They actually ended up losing that child,
That
but they
sucks.
tried again and had another one. So now my son, the son that we share together, he has a brother because that's his father, right?
Uh-huh.
So his father goes ahead and has a kid, so that's his brother. But she's also my aunt, so her kids are my son's cousins.
So it's a half brother and cousin.
So he's a brosin, yeah. So my son has a
Wow.
brosin.
Now
That's
So-
so insane.
does your son understand this?
Yes, now he does.
Okay. And so that means that like they're still in your life?
No, because he moved down to Florida, and she moved back down to Florida, so they're all down in Florida. So other than like the occasional, we don't even follow each other on social
Okay.
media, but my son's father is around for my son,
Okay.
like via text. They
Okay.
just
Yeah.
text each other on a regular basis, but I have nothing to do with that side of the family. Like even my father kind of was just like, that was shady AF. So even my father was just like, that was his best friend. You have that one sibling that's your best friend. That was his
Yeah.
best friend.
Yeah, and how do
And-
you deal with that as a father, knowing that your sister got in the way of your daughter's relation? Like, that's got to be a crazy thing for your
Yeah.
father to deal with too.
Yeah.
Everyone's asking if those two people are still together.
They are not. No.
I mean, and no offense to our Florida audience, but it kind of makes sense that that's where they
But it was in
moved
Brooklyn.
to.
Listen, New York. I know we like to make fun of Florida, but New York has some crazy stories too.
Yes.
When you get out, I mean, really any part of New York, but when you get out to the boroughs, like things get wild.
Yeah, put them in the garbage, send them to Florida. All good.
Vanessa, thank you so much for sharing the story with us. We appreciate it.
No problem. Have a good one. You look great.
You look great.
Wow, that is something. For your
For a hot
aunt,
second, I thought we were finding out that an aunt was hooking up with her nephew,
no,
and I was
it
like,
was-
wait.
aunt stole husband, essentially.
Yes.
That's crazy. If anyone else wants to jump in here and
That
let
was-
us know how you found
I need
your
a minute.
person cheating. So with Laura,
Mhm.
she found out because she was actually thanking the person, thinking that the person was being a good friend, then finds out that person is dating her almost fiance. That's how serious the relationship was. Vanessa finds out because someone saw the mistress or the
Yeah.
aunt walking out with a yellow paper from Planned Parenthood, which again, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
The yellow paper meant you were pregnant.
Good to know if I ever walk out of Planned Parenthood with a yellow paper to hide it.
I feel like they should not color coordinate their papers. Just use white paper. But if you want to hit us up, the number is 201-305-0894. But, do we have someone else calling in? I saw Lisa gave someone
But no
the
one has
number.
like a Shakira story. Like I really want like a sleuth story because women are so good at that stuff. Like so good.
But here's my question: do you think Shakira had her suspicions
Probably.
and then just started checking everything?
Also, I missed this whole like. Didn't she write a whole song about it? Like that's
Oh, I
the
don't know.
first part I saw about this is like Shakira released a whole song about, and then I saw the Strawberry Jam.
It's crazy how many singer-songwriters get cheated on. I feel like you should know
Taylor,
if you're
Shakira,
gonna date
Miley.
a singer-songwriter and you're gonna cheat, there's gonna be a song about you.
But I also feel like these people are drawn to those kind of relationships
Could be.
because they, even in their mind, if they're not like, I'm going to get a song out of this, it's just what they're drawn to. The catastrophe, right? Like the Romeo and Juliet of it. And they get a song out of it.
Real quick for people who are just joining us, because Miranda just jumped in the chat and said, what is the Shakira story? So Shakira found out her person was cheating because there was strawberry jam in the fridge. And her significant other had never touched strawberry jam in his life, and there was less in it than
Yes.
she thought there should be.
Yes.
And that's how she caught him cheating.
Well, there's a Fox News article about it.
Okay.
That's how important it is. I love seeing like the place where we get our international war news, all like CNN, Fox News, when they do entertainment stories, and I read it, and I'm like, just give me the gossip.
They're all in the same thing. They're all in the same game for clicks.
Yeah.
So whatever story is going to get clicks, whether it's Ukraine,
Oh.
Shakira, or the border,
Apparently, she found an empty jar of strawberry jam.
she finished it.
I hate this woman.
What an asshole! Thank you for the hydration reminder.
See, what is? Apparently, she released this music video last year. It's called Te Felicito.
Okay.
And inside in the music video, she opens the refrigerator and sees the strawberry jam.
Becky from Miami just highlighted a chat that said, I was going out with a guy and pretty much lived with him. One day I found my toothbrush under the sink. That's how I found out he was seeing 3 other girls.
3? How does one toothbrush hiding your toothbrush lead to 3?
I'm assuming he hid your toothbrush so that these other girls wouldn't see 2 toothbrushes
Like, what would
when they came over. But I just feel like if you're going to cheat, be smarter, right?
Or just be like, I have a girlfriend. Do you want to cheat with me?
Yeah, I guess.
It makes it easier.
I wonder how many girls would still cheat if they knew they were helping the guy cheat.
At
You know
least
what I mean?
half. If you have a giant pool and you're asking that question,
Yeah.
at least half.
Good morning, Scotty.
Hey, how are you doing?
We're great. How are you?
I'm sick, but luckily I just took a test. I don't have the vid. I just have a really crappy cold.
Hopefully you feel better soon.
Yeah, so I just realized it's funny because I wrote in the chat earlier. I was like, "How do you know your guy cheated?" And I was like, "Oh, it's very basic." But then I realized, wait a minute, every boyfriend I've had has cheated on me. My last
Everyone?
one was every single one. I know, crazy. But this story, remember Craigslist ads?
Yes.
Like,
you can't really do
like
that
the
anymore,
hookup
right?
ones? They don't have that anymore after
Right.
the massage murder in Boston. But anyway, so I dated this guy for about 7 months, and it was right the day before his birthday. Now, I love the Craigslist ads because they're hysterical. Like, they're so weird, so bizarre. And one day I was scrolling through, and lo and behold, I'm like, see this one. It's like blindfolded, let's just say it was descriptive. And then I looked at the
Okay.
pictures, and I'm like, I know that behind.
Oh, so he was posting like naughty pictures in the Craigslist ad.
Yes, to have
Wow.
people anonymously have sex with him without protection before prep. So, and
Wow.
we never used protection because we were committed. So
Well, one of you was.
I opened up right, exactly, that's true. So I ended up creating, because Google Voice had just started doing their thing. So I created a Google Voice because I confronted him and I said, I think so. He's like, oh, someone's using my pictures. Someone using my pictures. And I'm like, well, he's
How
a
did they
very
get
attractive
them?
person. Well, I mean, we only dated for 7 months. Maybe they got them from previous. Who
Okay.
knows?
Yeah.
So I ended up creating a Google Voice after saying that. So I texting because I asked for his number on the next Craigslist ad I saw, and then lo and behold, his phone number showed up. I showed up at his house with my phone, and I was like, I think we're done.
Wait, so this guy even after you confronted him about the first Craigslist post and he denied it,
Yes.
he still was putting up Craigslist posts looking for new people.
Yes.
Wow.
I cannot.
That's someone who has an actual problem.
Yeah, 100%.
Like if you
Yeah.
get
Pathological.
caught and you still continue to do the same exact thing, that's crazy.
I will never understand people who are in a relationship and decide to cheat. And it's not just got caught up in the moment cheat, which is also not okay. But this was
The effort cheat?
the effort cheat,
Yeah.
right? Like it's just I don't understand it. I just never will.
So first off, Scotty, congratulations for being the super sleuth.
Yay, Scotty.
And finding that out and making the fake number and showing up and everything. And thank you for hitting us up. We appreciate you.
I adore you guys. You look great.
You look great.
Look at all the phone calls we're getting today. I guess we got to talk about cheating more often. No,
It's
but
always phone burner.
I agree with you. There is, and especially with Scotty's situation, Carla Marie, there's like I said, there's that person is a problem.
Yeah.
If they're going to
Yes.
be caught, called out, and then continue not only to cheat, but to do the same exact thing to cheat.
That's not the kind of cheat that like you're like, oh, I cheated on someone once and I grew from that.
Mhm.
This is I'm a psychopath.
Do you think there's a difference?
Yes. I think sometimes you can cheat on someone in some point of your life and then grow up, move on, grow, be in a relationship that you care about more. And then there's that kind of cheating. Like you're not just doing that in one relationship.
No, you're not inviting strangers to do you on Craigslist just one time. Oh. Nick, good morning.
Hey,
Is
very well. Hi.
Is this Nick NYC but in Washington?
Yes.
It
Yes.
is.
Yes. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Nick.
And
All right.
real quick, Nick, before you tell us your story, I want everyone to know that the reason we know it's Nick is because in the past, Nick has texted us to 201-305-0894, gave us his name and where he's from. That way we can save him into our system.
sir.
Yep.
And that way, when he calls, we know, just like we do with Scotty and the other people who've done it. So you can text us right now, 201-305-0894. What do you got for us, Nick?
All right. So it was with my ex before I actually I knew something is going on possibly, and back then my ex she was using my laptop a lot because her laptop was like at her work or whatever. It was like many years ago.
Okay.
And then her account was logged in, and I'm like, I shouldn't do it, but I shouldn't do it. Well, going back and forth.
I
So
know.
long story short, I log into her email, and it's like email chat between her and her old girlfriend from like back in her hometown, and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And she's pretty much talking crap about me, saying like, I think I'm gonna leave this guy.
Oh.
He's not proposing. I'm investing so much in this relationship. And I'm like, what are you investing? Like, you live in my house. so she goes to her hometown to figure out her college, something with her school. And she was like, okay, I'm going to be gone for like 2, maybe 3 weeks tops. So she came back. He came back like 2.5 months later. So if you're going to tell your partner, hey, I got to go to hometown to take care of some things for 2 weeks, but you come back in 2 months?
Wow.
Could you imagine?
Okay, like, I know, like Elvis Duran said, that milk ain't clean. Like, I knew, like, this is not working out, homie. This is not working out for sure. And then I try to, like, confront her. She's like, well, I needed time and this and that. And then she never, like, admitted to it. Like, I knew. I knew like something did happen.
But
was she still logged in on your laptop, or were you able to like find anything else?
Oh, so what had happened was, fast forward to my graduation from basic training, I got a message from her, and now it's been like 4 or 5 months of time, right? Like roughly. So she's messaging me on Instagram, trying to find a closure in her words, a closure. And I'm like, well, I don't want you back. Like, I'm gone. Like, I don't even live in New York City no more. Like, I'm out.
Yeah.
I finished basic training. I'm about to go somewhere. I was about to receive my permanent orders, like place where I'm going to be assigned to. So I was like, that's the last thing I need right now, a
Yeah.
girlfriend or ex-girlfriend. Like, what? So she messaged me. I politely said, like, I'm done. And then I find out later that she actually messaged me. She was saying she wants a closure, but check this out. So she messaged me thinking that I'll be desperate and I'll take her back
hmm
No.
because she was already about to marry this other dude.
So
100% serious. Like,
even though she was dating this other guy, was it the same guy that she like basically left you for originally?
yep.
So she's with him
this
now. They're
same
in a
guy.
real
Yeah.
relationship, and she's still
Yeah.
messaging you,
Mhm.
trying to have you take her back.
Yeah, because now
Man.
she's like juggling, like, okay,
I
do I
can't.
go with this guy who, because she knows, like, she knows with me, if I would take her back, she can live for free. I cannot
True.
guarantee she's gonna live in New York City, but she'll live for free. Like active duty. When I was
Yeah.
active
Yeah.
duty, like, you live for free.
Yeah.
You get a housing, you have some sort of benefits
That's
going, right?
crazy.
So she messaged me. So now she's juggling, like, literally lives of two men.
That's crazy.
Do you know what
And
she's
I'm
doing
sure-
now? Is she still with this other guy?
So I know she's still with that guy, and through my father's friend who lives in Canada, she keeps tabs on me, and it's really messed up.
We all
It's
kind of
really
keep
messed
some tabs on our exes, I think, in some way.
But it's so strange because, like, he's my family friend. He's like
Yeah.
uncle
Yeah,
to me,
that's weird.
and he lives in Canada. And like every time I think she's like a far related relative or whatever, and she would ask him about me, and he just tells her like, well, okay, Nick, has a family and has a kid. Like,
He's doing great.
Yeah,
what
he's
else
doing-
do I need to tell you?
Nick is doing much
Yeah, like,
better
she
without
called-
you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So hey, that the emails, you gotta sign out sometime, or stay signed in. Just stay signed in if you have
Okay.
nothing to hide. I mean,
Yeah,
Well,
true.
Nick, glad you're
fine
out
then,
of that. Glad you're out of that situation. How is your wife's orthodonty? Is that a word? Treatment going with Dr. Ruse?
oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. So actually, she's gonna come this Saturday. This Saturday, she's going to Sammamish Clinic. They're gonna take the whole thing off, and they're gonna put a retainer. So
And this
yeah,
is
I
the same
think
thing that you
it's
did,
been
right, Carla
about
Marie?
Yeah, similar.
18 months.
18 months. That was like
yeah,
me.
like
I was
18 months, right?
Yeah, I was
exactly
17
18
months.
on the dot. Yep.
17 months, then
Or-
a retainer, which I still haven't even posted like my before and after. So very, very excited that she is almost done with that. I'm so excited for her. But Nick, thank you for calling in. We appreciate you, and thank you for your service.
All right. You guys have a great day. Bye.
Bye.
great.
You look great.
So
Whew.
this was a message from Tacoma Swifty in the chat. She said, "Can confirm girls sometimes stalk or keep tabs on exes. Sometimes is that true?
Yes.
How do you keep tabs on your exes?
So, one of my nieces, who maybe I'll keep unnamed. 'Cause
Okay.
It could be one of four. Still follows one of my exes. And literally yesterday messaged me.
Really?
Was like, oh my God, look at this. And I guess he used to like sketch a lot of art. My mom can attest to this. I have art like in my closet that he made for me in high school. Wasn't the greatest then, but I guess he made an account just for his art.
Okay.
So I went and looked at it from like one of my accounts that I just claimed the name of to have in case I made something out of it.
so you
one
checked
day.
it out.
So I stalked it. It's so good.
That's cool.
Like, I was like, oh my God, that's actually cool to see that
Yeah.
like 15 years later, he's like really done something with
It is
it.
actually pretty cool.
But I still have the artwork. I really need to get rid of it. But every once in a while, my niece will be like, oh, I saw this or I saw that. And it's not like she's texting me every day, but it's random if like she'll see a picture of his baby and be like, isn't this crazy? I'm like, dude, it is so crazy.
So it's funny, and some people love that. Some people love the drama of keeping like not contact, but keeping up with what they're doing.
Drama.
I mean, yeah, it's not like yelling at the person drama, but it's funny. I've had exes in the past, and I don't follow exes on anything. I also don't have that many exes to begin with.
But I'll update you more on
But
your exes than
Carla
you.
Marie used to update me all the time back in the day, and then I'd get random updates from friends, and my response was always, every time I found out, whether it was my college girlfriend, my girlfriend after that, I'd just go, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that information. Like, oh,
Well, I
did you
was
see
like, oh, they had a
so-and-so did
baby,
this?
and you were like, cool.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. Thank you to Vicky for putting the change screen emote in there because I had the phone screen up there for a while. And thank you to Mama Marie, who just subscribed at tier 1.
Mom, I taught you how to do it for free.
All right, this is the last call we're going to take about. Is this still about cheating, Lenny?
It is.
All
Let
right.
me know if my speaker is coming.
It
Everything's
sounds
coming
great.
through my speaker, so I don't know if you can hear yourself.
I think we're good.
So I was debating if I should actually call in about this because my wife is actually in the next room, and she hates my ex. So the person I actually dated right before my wife is the ex that cheated on me. And looking back, really she wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed. So I used to work between New York and Massachusetts, and I would stay in Rhode Island because that's where I went to school, so I was very familiar with it. And I met this girl, and we hit it off, and we started dating. I was in the first red flag I guess I should have picked up was after maybe a couple of weeks. This was when I used to have an iPhone, so we had the find my friends yeah, and she had me on there, and just so she knows when I come back in town and whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, that's fine. After a couple of weeks, I realized, I'm just gonna leave my car up here because living in New York, I have to pay for parking and all that stuff. So let me just leave my car up here.
Jeez.
If she ever wants to borrow it, that's fine. I'm cool.
And this was you were leaving it in Rhode Island with the girl that you started dating,
right? Because they have parking spots.
Okay.
Over here, you got to pay an arm and a leg. And so one day she's like, okay, can she borrow my car? I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm not using it. But what she didn't realize is that I had a dash cam on there.
Oh no.
That when you turn on the car, it turns on, but when you turn off the car, you have to manually turn it off. It slipped my mind.
Yeah.
I didn't mention anything. So one day I came from New York to Rhode Island, and I'm like, okay, where's my car? Okay, let me go to her mom's house. Her mom's like, oh, she's at her friend's house. So I'm like, okay. So I had to take the bus out there, and Carla Marie probably knows the bus doesn't run like New York. It takes forever.
It's horrendous.
to get
What
to
Rhode Island.
What school in Rhode Island were you going to?
I went to New England Institute of Technology, but
okay.
I worked in Massachusetts.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So this was years later. So I had to take the bus, which took about an hour to get to her friend's house. And her friend's like, oh, she's at her mom's house. I'm like, wait a minute, I was just there. So I open up to find my friends and realize that she's at some restaurant. It's like, okay. So I'm just gonna wait at her mom's house. She came home. She gave me a story like, oh, I was out. I was gonna go to my friend's house, but then I decided to, do this, do that, whatever. I'm like, huh. All right, that's weird. All right, so whatever. So I took my car. I had to go to work, and I noticed that the dash cam was like filled up. I'm like, that's odd. So I started looking through it and saw that she was driving here, she was driving there. She drove to a restaurant, and she pulled into a spot, and there was sitting right in front of the car, her and this dude.
Oh no.
So I see the whole thing. I see them making out, whatever. They get into the car, they drove to a motel, seeing them going in. I left it like that. I didn't say anything because she said that she had plans to move to New York to work somewhere. I'm like, okay. And I was younger. I was more petty at the time.
Okay, so you let her move to New York.
I let her move to New York. I said, yeah, sure. Come to New York, I'll pick you up. And then I ghosted her after that.
I mean,
Lenny.
you know what though? I don't feel bad at all. And I think Lenny had every right to do that. If you're going to screw someone over, they're going to screw you. They're going to screw you over in return.
But I do wish you were like, "Hey, idiot! I saw this on the dash cam."
Yeah. So, but she has no idea that you actually had that footage and you saw all the things that she did in your car or with your car.
No, she didn't. And I know that her friends reached out to me, and I just don't. It's like she knows.
Yeah.
Like, there's you can't You can't say, "Oh, well, I accidentally fell on his lips."
Yeah. And they went to the restaurant
Yeah,
together.
the
They made out in
motel.
front of the car. They went to the motel. They did enough things where she knew exactly what she was doing.
Nick messaged and said, I'm already mad because he had to take a bus because of this situation. So a lot of people on Team Lenny in this chat,
Now,
obviously.
I've never been to Rhode Island, but I have been to Connecticut, and I'm wondering if it's the same as Connecticut, where very small state, but for some reason takes forever to get through.
Forever.
Yeah, the public transportation it's ridiculous.
Well, Lenny, thank you so much for hitting us up, man. We appreciate you.
All right, thank you. You look great.
You look great.
Okay.
Wow.
My mom popped in the chat, have no idea why.
Mhm.
And one of the topics I have is about her today. But she claims every time she gets in the car that she loses Twitch. This is going to go right into today's conversation.
Is it not connecting to like her CarPlay thing or?
She can talk to me on the phone on Bluetooth, but and I haven't never fixed it because we're never like live.
Oh yeah.
I guess I could pull up a Twitch video when I'm there, but she's very much like, I don't know, I'd lose Twitch. And I'm like,
So we've talked about people catching their cheating spouses or partners. So we're gonna move on from that. Thank you to Shakira for being the motivation to that.
oh, I was like, what?
Local nerd hero. I want
I
to
thought
jump
we were-
into this real quick.
Okay, so we'll go back to parental control.
Oh, no, go to parental control. Go for it. We were talking about your mom. We'll transition to that. Watch your leg, please.
Okay, so
I wanna break your leg with this chair.
I really think there needs to be parental controls for parents. There needs to be a point when parents get to a certain age
Mm-hmm.
that we put limits on their phones for things. Like, I think I'm honestly going to put a screen time limit on my parents' social media use.
My dad would be done with it. Whatever I made his screen time limit, he would be done with it in the first day of the week.
It's just all my parents do is scroll. But I'm also realizing that, like, this should come as no surprise to anyone, but like they just don't know how to use social media
Fair.
at all, especially Instagram, right? Facebook is very simple. Instagram does change pretty often. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
But we figure it out. Okay? So, in my family group chat the other day, it's called the Maries, it's the girls. I shared NJ.com on their Instagram account, posted the 33 best old school restaurants in New Jersey.
Okay.
And it was a carousel. So that's when they'll post like several photos and you swipe, right?
Like a slideshow.
Number 2 that they had posted in that list was Lee's Hawaiian Islander, which is basically in my town.
Oh, I've driven by that place.
And
is it on like River Road? No.
yeah, and we had like my aunt's birthday party there like 20 years ago.
Mhm.
They have karaoke. Like my middle school boyfriend's mom hosts karaoke there. Like it's very much, I was like, oh my God, we should all go one time, whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't say what it is. I just put it in the group chat and I go, I have made the mistake of saying scroll. So my mom then messages us and goes, whoops, commented on there like I was in the group chat. Oh, well.
Oh, so she thought she was messaging you and the other Maries, but she commented on the Instagram post?
And I said, what? So I go to the Instagram post immediately because, first of all, now her name is the Mama Marie. You
Yeah.
click on it, you're very much going to know that this is Carla Marie's mom. And it's on an NJ.com article. Like, someone there knows who we are, right?
Maybe.
So
I
I'm
hope
like,
so.
oh God, what is it? So then I go look, and she comments, wow, how sad. Lee's Hawaiian got like 9. Angelo's 1. Star Tavern 1. And Lee's Hawaiian wins. Sick. LOL. So now I'm like,
So those places that she likes got ones. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
so
Probably a bad thing.
here's first of all, I call her. I'm like, I'm gonna walk you through how to delete this.
Okay.
And she's laughing, so I walk her through. And I'm like, go to your comment. So now she's clicking on the screenshot that I sent of her comment in the group chat. I'm like, Mom, the original post. Now you do this and you swipe and you delete it. Okay. And I'm like, where did you get those numbers from? Because I know damn well you didn't click the link in their bio to read this article.
Yeah.
Because it was 33. They only shared 10 on there, whatever. She scrolled through the comments and tallied what everyone was saying in the comments and then posted it on Instagram saying, whoops, I thought I was in my group chat.
Oh, she wrote that too?
No, to us.
Oh,
And I
okay.
was like, how do you not realize you are not texting the family like you do every other time ever?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I can always see like sending the wrong text to a group chat or something, or to the wrong person. Right? If you're going back and forth, but if there's
my
like
God,
drama
yeah.
and you're going back and forth between discussions.
But to actively comment a whole thing and not
Yeah.
even being like fully thinking you're in the chat. So
Yeah.
now I'm like, well, moving forward, I need to, if I'm ever like, if it's something that's like, ooh, did you see this?
Mhm.
What if it was like, oh, did you see this person got engaged to the guy that cheated on her? I don't know. And I send it to my mom and she comments like, I can't believe he cheated on her.
I
Like,
I am so happy because, as far as I know, my parents aren't necessarily like serial Facebook commenters. Like, they'll comment on family posts like, "Oh, cute kid," or "God bless," all those things. But I've found on like big public accounts like Jerry News or CNN or whatever, I've seen people I went to high school with that end up being those people in the comments.
oh,
And I'll tell you what, I love my parents. They were great parents. I think if I ever find out that my parents are those people, the rage people online, rage commenters, I think I've got to like excommunicate them,
I don't
kick
think
them out of my life.
my dad doesn't really comment. If
Mhm.
he does, we're like, what? He'll reshare articles that were like, Dad, but they're never like political bad. It's always like the 10 reasons you know you married a whore. And we're like, Dad, don't share this shit. Like, it's stuff like that on Facebook. And
I
it's so absurd.
I wonder if there'd be a way.
They
And it's
need
tough to do it
class.
because they're like adults and you can't really. It'd be hard to get a social media company to do this, but if you sign up your parents for a Facebook account or an Instagram account or Twitter, there should be a way to say, "I'm setting this up for my parents. Please restrict them from these actions."
Well, we've talked about how my mom and sister get put in Facebook jail. My mom
Yeah.
and older sister
Mhm.
get put in Facebook jail because
Not the one that's bringing a baby into the
no,
world.
they don't understand that you can't say, "Oh my God, I'm going to kill you," on Facebook.
You say that you say that all the time
Not on
too.
Facebook
Not on
or
Facebook.
Instagram.
You say it to me
Yeah,
in
but I'm
person.
I'll be like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna kill you! I can't believe you dropped everything on the floor." Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. Where they'll say it on Facebook, but Facebook sees I'm going to kill you and thinks it's someone threatening. I was like, unfortunately, Facebook doesn't understand your way of communicating. That I'm going to kill you is actually a loving term.
Yeah.
So that's why you get put in Facebook jail. And I think that there needs to be a social media etiquette course for people over 50.
Really, there should be a social media etiquette course for everybody.
Agreed, but it needs to be on different age groups.
And I think the main thing that should be taught across all age groups is you don't need to comment. You don't need to say something.
Hold on. B Delp said, the other day my dad texted me a link. I clicked it and it was testosterone boosting pills. He wanted me to order them. I was like, Dad, where are you sending this? And it's crazy because, and we talked about this the other day a bit, Facebook ads get them. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it is like robocalls, but in the form of taking their money for products. And
Yeah.
I often tell
It's marketing.
I was like, listen to me. You do not buy anything from moving forward unless you send me the link first. My mom will be like, oh, is this cute for the cats? And I go to the website, and it's very much one of those websites where you know you're not going to get the product for 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be broken. It's not, you may not ever get it. And I'm like, don't order from here. And then she'll send us screenshots like, I got this link in a text. What should I do with it? I'm like, don't click it.
Don't click it. Yeah. I'm at the point where I don't click like any links ever. Unless I know exactly who it's coming from. And even then, when because there are times you can tell if your friend got hacked or whatever. Even with friends now, if they send me something on Instagram, I'll text them back and be like, hey, that link you sent me on Instagram, like, is that legit?
Everybody's hacked.
Yeah. Everyone's hacked. Don't click on links unless it comes from the Carla Marie Anthony show.
Cindy said, as a 50-year-old plus person, I say the threshold is 60.
Yeah,
I say 50 because my older sister turns 50 this year.
yeah.
and
But your mom is over 60.
Yes. But maybe there'll be 2 different courses.
I do think you should have to go through not necessarily as serious as getting a license to drive, but maybe there should be some sort of quick online training you have to do with every social media account.
That won't, no. It's truly like we don't even know, progressive commercial turning into your parents.
Oh yeah.
There should be a whole commercial just strictly about social media etiquette.
I'll tell you what, I love those commercials. I don't like the most recent one where they make fun of the guy for cleaning up the garbage and putting his number on it.
I
Because
officially feel attacked.
right before I watched that video or that commercial, I was thinking to myself, man, the house number on our garbage cans is kind of fading. I think I need to redo the house number.
And that's because we live in a town where
We live in a city.
but
Yeah.
everyone has the same garbage
Mhm.
can. I said garbage pail the other day, and my friend Hannah made fun of me.
Well, a garbage pail would be like what the small one you find in like the bathroom.
That's what I said
Yeah.
to her. And she was like, no one calls it that. And I was like, shut up.
A waste receptacle?
She said trash can.
Yeah. But I think a trash can, like you could have a big trash can and a little trash can, but you can't have a big trash.
Well, I would call
Garbage
those
pail.
garbage pails.
The big ones outside? No, those aren't garbage pails. Those are trash cans.
Yeah, garbage pail kids. Martha's right. There was a whole freaking cartoon.
Moving on, though, from helping your parent deal with
Listen.
tech to the help that I got with my tech yesterday. And this goes to kind of a larger message, but the local nerd hero. Now, if you've followed me on Instagram, you know a couple days ago I posted all of the different Nintendo handheld products that I have. And one of them I bought from someone on Instagram. It was a new Nintendo 3DS XL is the full name of it. Used it, and it's in great condition, but I didn't realize because I had it shipped to New Jersey around Thanksgiving, and I didn't realize until recently that to get online with everything, I needed the parental controls, actually, to get in, but I couldn't find the message from the person that I purchased it from because Instagram, after like 30 days,
Yeah, it's gone.
you're kind of screwed.
Chaos.
So I'm online, I'm watching all these videos, I'm going on the Nintendo website, there's a number to call, I'm calling, and it's closed. And eventually I was like, you know what? There's a game shop here on Aurora Avenue called Game Gurus. I've gone there a handful of times. I was there a couple days prior. I was like, maybe if I just take it there, they can walk me through this. Excuse me. So I head over there with my 3DS. Walk in, I tell the guy my issue. He goes, no problem. Hand it over in 2 minutes. He's got it unlocked, tells me how he did it, shows me the website to do the whole thing.
What? So can
And-
kids figure this out?
They could, yeah. Because there's like a code that you have to get through. You have to know where to go into your Nintendo 3DS to get it. But there's basically a code. You then take that code, you put it on the website, it sends you another code, and then you can unlock it. It's a stupid thing. But
Okay. I have no more water.
the reason that I wanted to bring this up was I've been trying to make a point of buying things locally, especially from smaller places, before I jump to Amazon or something like
That's
that. So,
fair.
for example, one of the other things I needed was like the stylus for the Nintendo 3DS because it has a touchscreen. And I very easily could have gone to Amazon, ordered a pack of 5 for a couple bucks. I was like, you know what? This place probably sells accessories, same because it's the same place I bought a charger from there. And I think we all need to remember that it is kind of our responsibility to keep places like that open, those niche places, because yeah, we could probably have a slightly easier life just having everything
Yeah.
shipped, but when we need those places for things like that,
Bless you,
Bless
it's
you.
true.
they're not going to be around anymore because we didn't take the extra 6 minutes because it's not far at all.
No.
And the time it took me to go there and the fact that I actually got to get out of the house is probably more beneficial than sitting home, saving a couple minutes and ordering it on Amazon. But it's kind of like a long way of saying, like, if there's a place, especially a specialty shop by you, make sure you
So-
frequent it
Yeah,
or visit
it's
it every now and
important.
then.
Because we'll be the first ones to complain when
Mhm.
something closes.
Yep. I actually learned this, or I heard my mom talking about this when I was back in New Jersey in December. There's, I guess, a new, like, Mediterranean grocery store that opened up in Ridgewood.
Okay.
And there are times where she'll go shop there, even if she knows she has to go to the regular grocery store later, but she'll carve out a certain part of her grocery list that she gets from there. Because in times where she does need it, she wants it to be there
Smart.
longer. And it's a good thing to remember, like, we
Yeah.
if we want those places open, the places that we claim we love, we have to go and support them.
It's when small businesses talk about this community, and they say that often. It's that exact thing.
Also, I do want to point out the guy that helped me at the game shop, older guy with an eye patch. And I thought to myself, there is no more stereotypical nerdy place I could be right now
Because
than being at a game shop and being helped by a guy with an eye patch.
Because parents are right. When you play too many video games, you go blind.
or that. Or any other reason he could be wearing. Maybe he's a pirate.
Yeah.
And he just likes the eye patch.
Could be. Speaking of, I'm about to have one.
An eye patch?
Yeah.
Why is that?
So I had a sty a few weeks ago, and I'm talking to an eye doctor about this, so just letting everyone know I'm not just like going rogue here.
Mhm.
But I have actually, it's gone down. I noticed it today. I still had a bump in here, which could be, I think it's called like a chalazion, which
A Chilean bump?
can form after having a sty. Sometimes have to be like surgically removed or whatever. So I felt the bump the other day, but what they have me doing is still hot compresses and kind of like a massage because pus can come out.
Okay.
I woke up today with like gunk in my eye, so I'm like, okay, I think it popped. So if it's still there, it's much smaller. But I noticed about yesterday or maybe the day before that when I do this, everything's clear. When I do
Or
this,
you cover one eye.
yeah, it's so much blurrier with this left eye.
Huh.
Where that thing was, and I'm like,
Could it be
beginning of the end.
Could it be the compress though? Because sometimes, like if I
This
have
was
like
bef-
an eye mask on,
Yeah.
like a sleep mask, sometimes when I take it off, it takes a while for my eyes to like
But I'm not.
readjust.
I don't have a compress right now, and
no,
I can
but you've
see,
had compress.
but I can see but not today. It's currently
Okay.
blurry. Like
Gotcha.
my eyes are blurry.
Yeah, maybe it's time for an eye exam. Do you get that in your health insurance?
Wait,
What?
the down man, is that you? That's the eye doctor I've been communicating with.
Oh, well, there you go.
I think I'm coming next week because my sister's not having
Oh,
this baby.
they're
So-
in Washington?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'm how funny. I was like, yeah, I meant to tell you this. I realized this yesterday. This eye's blurry.
Well, now he knows. Is it he or she?
He,
Okay, now he knows.
Dr. Downman.
Now you can't hide anything.
I'm not hiding. I have to make an appointment. So because I was going to be going to New Jersey on Saturday, but there's no baby to see, so now I'm going Wednesday. So I need an appointment Monday or
Well,
Tuesday.
there could still be a baby by Wednesday or by Saturday.
But that's my next flight.
Oh,
Wednesday.
it's Saturday.
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Saturday, Wednesday.
So if the baby's born tomorrow,
No, I'm not going. 'Cause
Okay.
She won't be home till like
that's true. And there's going to be enough people like visiting and pestering your sister after the baby's born anyway.
no. So I don't have contacts. The only glasses I have are technically for driving at night, but I think it's time to up those or also take out my eyeball.
All right, well, we will find out what the Dow Man says. Is that the account? The Dow
Downman.
Man?
So
Last
funny.
thing on the list before we get out of here is coffee shop chat. And I don't know what this is about.
So one of my goals for the year was to go to a coffee shop 1 to 2 days a week. And that was to get out of the house and work from there, even if it's for like 1 to 2 hours was the goal.
Yeah.
So I did about 2 hours there yesterday. It was great because I was super focused on whatever I was doing. I didn't start rolling around on the floor with the cat. It was great. But then I started realizing, wow, this is going to also be awesome because I'm just around people.
Mhm.
And first of all, I think everyone knew everyone in there. There were at least 10 to 12 people, and they were all saying hi and bye to each other by name.
Well, there's also like a co-working space right there.
Oh, you're
And
right.
I wonder if it's a lot of the same people that go from the co-working space down to the coffee shop and they just see each other all the time.
Yeah, it was Woodland Coffee in Ballard. There was a guy sitting there doing all of his Zoom calls, but he wasn't like annoying me. He was actually talking, he had headphones in, but was talking at a normal, like as if you and I were sitting there talking to each other.
Okay.
But all of his Zoom calls from there. Then there were people, I'd say maybe in their late 40s.
Mhm.
They get their coffee, a guy and a girl sit down, and the guy goes, "So, are you in like with him or in love with him?" And I was like, what? Am I punked? Like, who?
That's a question.
I know, but I was like trying to listen. I couldn't hear the answer because she was facing away from me.
Oh, so you don't know.
I don't know. But I guess they went on a European trip with her, like her kids went as well. And then he said something like, "So are you just going to keep booking trips or whatever?" And I'm like,
Yes.
but he was like being like, I want to be like, dude, stop asking. You're like, are you quizzing her? Are you also on a date? I'm so confused. Like, it was just, It was almost like
Maybe he's like the sassy best friend.
I think he was the friend that was jealous he wasn't married to her.
Oh.
Or he was the ex. I could not figure it out.
So here's my question to that person. Do you go on a European vacation with someone you're in like with?
I think you can.
I guess you
100%.
can. With your family, though? Like you drag your kids along? Maybe it's a test to see if your kids get
Yeah,
along with the person?
I don't know.
know.
But I was like, dude,
Yeah, so were you people watching instead of working, like Jen said would be her problem?
no, because I couldn't stay there for too long because then they'd know. But I was just watching a lot of people having conversations.
You know what I do sometimes
was
at the gym
cool.
in terms of people watching is I usually have headphones in because I want to focus and I don't want to hear a bunch of people yapping.
I know I did forget my headphones. So that was a problem. But I was like, actually, it's probably a good idea not to always put my headphones in.
But I will when I hear people that are a little more animated, I'll usually pause my music or I'll even take the headphone out because I'm like, if there's a fight or an argument, I want to hear. And I've heard a couple of them. Not a lot,
know.
but I've heard a couple of them. And I think one of the reasons I just like leaving the house more often is because I love people watching. I love seeing what's going on out there.
Yeah, I'm very, very
Everyone's
excited.
weird, and we're all just trying to get through this weird world together,
So
including ourselves.
I think I'm going to go to a different coffee shop today.
Okay, go for it.
I need you to drive me on your way to the gym.
How long can you sit there, though? Oh, and someone asked what you get if you're allergic to coffee.
Oh, tea.
How many cups of tea?
I only had one. Like, what are the rules? I didn't think
So that's kind of a crazy concept when you think about it. You're paying $4, maybe,
absurd for a tea.
right? $4?
A tea bag and water.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And you're staying there for 2 hours?
But I would say that if it was getting crowded and people didn't know where to sit, I'd probably leave because I would feel bad.
But like that guy you said is doing his Zoom calls.
Yeah. I didn't check his menu items.
Like, I think at some point there's got to be a cost to time ratio. It's like,
agree.
hey, if you bought one coffee, you get 40 minutes.
I don't know.
GTFO.
I've never seen that anywhere. Like, I've never seen the rules of,
Mm-hmm.
like, can't sit here for more than whatever at a coffee shop. Because I also think coffee shops do love the fact that when people walk into them, most people aren't staying, right? Most people are getting their coffee and leaving. And I think when you walk into a coffee shop and you see a lot of people sitting there, it's like, oh, this is a good place.
True, yeah.
So Matt said, I've sat at our local coffee shop for an entire day before.
So there's a guy, he's actually like a pretty big radio executive who lives out here, who I had a meeting with one day. This is after the iHeart days. And I think the place is closed now, but his whole thing for a while was on Fridays, he would take all of his, this is after everyone was working from home, his in-person meetings, instead of doing Zoom calls or whatever, he would just invite people if they wanted to this like little coffee sandwich shop in Seattle.
But who's having meetings on a Friday?
People still have to work on Fridays.
Yeah, but that's like a no-no in most companies. But
He would take all his calls there, even if it wasn't an in-person meeting. Mine was in person. There was one other person who was there before me who I think he was interviewing, but he'll do his writing there for his, like, you know, the big promo ideas that they have to do for a company.
Yeah.
He'll take his calls there. That's just his way to get out of the house. And he does stay there for, you know, hours. And I wonder how much he was spending every day. Because if it's a lunch place too, you get a little more leniency because you're spending more money. You're eating a meal.
But those kind of tables, you need to turn over
Yeah.
tables, and that's a server's thing where no one's serving me. At this
So this
place.
this place doesn't have waiters. It was like counter service.
Okay.
And I think there were probably 10 tables max, and it's a small place.
Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna venture into the lunch world because I don't need to be spending much.
Mm.
But Eats and Tweets talks about Mr. West at U Village. So Mr. West is a coffee shop, but also like they have food there.
It's a good spot.
The one downtown has been voted the most Instagrammable place in Seattle. Super cute. They opened up another one in University Village, which is like an outdoor shopping center right next to University of Washington.
Mhm.
She said that they turn off their Wi-Fi midday so students don't spend hours there and
Makes
not
sense.
spend money.
It makes sense.
So smart. Don't turn their Wi-Fi off on me though. So when do I gotta go?
Not during midday.
I love it there.
Have your own. I mean, you could also have like a hotspot. Can't you hotspot your phone?
Yeah.
Use it as Wi-Fi for your iPad or something?
Yeah. I could do that.
My thing is always, I've tried to go to like there's a tea shop actually in Ballard. I've tried to go there to work. I don't know if I like working around other people.
I for the most part, most of the time tune them out,
Yeah.
but then I'll catch a little bit of things.
Well, I think also if it was just checking emails and stuff, I could do that. But I have to like listen to a lot of things for work,
Oh yeah,
and
I'm not doing
I
that.
can't really do that. It's like almost not worth it for me. But if I just took, an iPad or my phone or a laptop and just was going through emails, that I could definitely do.
Martha's right though. She said, I get intimidated if there are too many people there. It feels very much like I know no one in this high school and I need to find a
Yes.
seat in this lunch cafeteria.
Especially at a place like yesterday when you said you thought everyone knew each other.
Well, so first when you were going to take me to the other tea place in Ballard, remember
Yeah.
we pulled up and I was like, too many people. We got to go somewhere else.
It was packed.
And then I knew that this one's not normally as packed because it's not by other things.
Mhm.
I think that one gets as packed because people are like, oh, I can go here and then I can do this, whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then I ran into the issue of I really got to pee. I'm not packing up my stuff and bringing it in the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
So I just closed my computer, took my phone because then I can track my computer if someone stole it. And I ran in the bathroom and came out and I was like,
I wonder if you could like look at someone at the table next to you and just give them like, hey, can you watch this for a second?
I figured it was coffee shop code that I didn't know about.
Yeah, people definitely don't steal things ever.
But
I
then
think
I
they
was
do.
like, there are certain parts of the city where I definitely wouldn't do that.
I think any part of any city,
I
you're
was fine there.
I don't know.
Because if someone just came in, I had people sitting on either side of me and just took my computer.
Yeah, but what are they going to do? Is the especially in Seattle where people are so passive. If that was New York, I would not be surprised if someone got up and like cracked the thief in the face. Right? If it was Boston, if it was Philly, Miami, I wouldn't be surprised at any of those places because there's like a certain East Coast mentality of like F around and find out.
Yeah.
Like you don't there's the aggressiveness of the East Coast. I don't think that exists here. I think when you got back, someone be like, hey, I think that person just stole your laptop. Did you know that person? Because they would want to let you know, but also not be vilified for not doing anything. I don't think people
I
in
thought
Seattle
you
would
knew
actually
them.
step up
No.
and do anything.
I don't know. Well, I mean, maybe we should do an episode where we find out. You come in.
What would you do? That
you
show?
come in and take it.
Yeah?
No one will look up.
I don't think so.
But I do want to go to, is it Storyville, like downtown, like in Pike Place Market, where you see the mountains on a sunny day? I'm going to go there.
Go for it.
But that's definitely not a place.
There are so many places in the market that you can go that have nice views of the sound and of the mountains.
Yeah.
I also saw BenCal 84.
Yeah, said wasted half the show trying to set up Twitch on my TV. But is it
Are we on your TV now? Take a picture, send it to us because that'd be
is it
really
set
cool
up
to
now?
see.
Oh, my hand looks so large.
It does. We're gonna work on this studio in the next couple months. I'm excited. Got some people to help brainstorm, assembling a team, if you will. We'll see what happens. Sweet, we are set up. So, what do we do on the TV, Carla Marie?
I don't know. Is this lens blurry or it's my eye? Wait, are you frozen? You look so frozen. It was bugging me out.
Audrey Swan said, "I like your studio." Listen. Compared to where we started, we should pull an image from like day one of being let go,
in your bedroom in your apartment
on a metal table, white background, wires hanging everywhere. We'll pull that and compare it to what we have today. It is very, very different, but there's always room for improvement. Okay.
I hear we're blurry. Oh, it's so much better now. No, I think that light makes us look blurry.
One of the lights coming in. But this is the thing.
We're working on it.
The studio looks pretty good. And every time we're on a call, especially like work calls, and we use this setup, it impresses the hell out of people. Or at least that's what they tell us.
Yeah, no, it's so funny.
But there's always room to improve.
I'm blurry, but not you.
It could be your light coming in. Maybe because you're whiter.
Am I dead?
You're like reflecting the light
I'm an
more.
angel. So today, 7 years ago today,
Oh, yeah.
we flipped the switch and launched Power 93.3. It was our first time on the air. Our first full show as the Carla Marie Anthony show was the 20th, so tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But today, like, we flipped the switch. And it's crazy to think that was 7 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, the funny thing, and I don't know if a lot of people know this, when we were working out our contracts and everything, which we actually didn't sign until after we
Went on the air.
were on the radio. But
I don't work.
one of our biggest concerns was that they wanted to sign us to,
3 years.
it was a 2-year deal with a 3rd-year option. That the company could just say,
Yeah.
hey, we want you for this 3rd year,
Or we don't want you.
or we let you
Goodbye.
go after 2. And our biggest concern leaving New York was, what if we hate it? What if we don't even want to be there for 2 years? And what if we were begging them basically for a 1-year contract? And it's crazy how quickly that thought just left my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And not that I didn't miss home,
Of course.
but getting to Seattle, even though we got here in February, in the rainiest February on record, it was so shitty.
We thought it was the norm.
But this place, because we threw ourselves into it, and because the job that we had required us to throw ourselves into it.
And we had something that we were tackling, right?
Mhm.
There was always something to do, that there was never like I got to find my place in the city, because we were in a job. Because so many people will ask me, how do you move to a new city and make friends and dive in? I was like, get a radio job. Because like you're kind of forced to go stand outside of this concert, do this, meet listeners. Like you're in such a situation where it's normal to meet strangers.
Mhm.
So we were very lucky in that. But we had to learn how to pronounce the cities, where they were.
The
north
first
or
time you
south.
see Puyallup, it's not, even though now I look at it, I'm like, of course that says Puyallup.
Yes,
Of course it does.
Sammamish, Snoqualmie, like, duh.
Yeah. But the first time I saw Puyallup, I was like, what is that place?
We used to have to go into, and we were convinced at the time that we were doing the if we call your name, you call us and you win $100. And we were convinced that the promo director at the time hated us and was giving us hard names and hard cities. So we had to go into different studios and be like, how do you pronounce this city?
Yes.
And everyone was very nice.
I do want to give a lot of credit to a lot of the people that
Oh my God.
welcomed us. And
So many.
there is a lot you can say about Seattle and the Seattle Freeze. It is very real. And I wouldn't say that everyone in that building was the nicest, but there were people like DJ Super Sam,
Oh my God.
who,
Love that guy.
even though it was not our decision, it was not his decision, but his radio station was the one that was most upset, I guess, or affected. And he came into our studio the first day, so this would be 7 years tomorrow, and could not have been more welcoming, kinder, more open, more helpful. Like there isn't a way he could have done anything better for us than he did.
No,
He was
he's great.
perfect.
And I get to work with him at Seahawks now.
Mhm.
So it's super cool that I can, like, he and I will sit there and I'll, like, tell my other coworkers, I'm like, yeah, we used to, like, and they just don't get it. I'm like, we
Yeah.
used to work at the radio station, whatever. It's just the amount of people that we've met because of that job, even though
Yeah.
we don't have it now. We were at a wedding for someone this weekend. Like, it's just, it's
Yeah,
so
people like
crazy.
Sean who welcomed us, people like our friend Derek whose wedding we went to in Vancouver. It was crazy.
That we just wanted 1 year.
Yeah. And then fast forward, and it's been 7. And Fred the Milliman brings up a great point in the chat. He said, I believe that deserves the happy birthday song. Do we have shots, Carla Marie?
Do it.
Do it. Take some birthday shots before we get out of here.
I really think that we could replace Jimmy Fallon.
What?
I don't know. I would, like, you pulled up that shot glass the same way, like, he pulls up something on his desk. It, like, gave me that.
So let me reenact my best Jimmy Fallon. Hold on.
Yeah, he does that, and he, like, pulls out when he's got, like, the cards, and he's like, so. It's just, I think we could do it.
You
Night
know-
shows, I'm telling you, mornings are great and all. I think a late night TV show is where we would thrive.
So after you're done shaking, I will explain my thoughts on that. What
Sorry,
you doing?
I just saw someone mention Firefly Lane. I just started season 2 last night. Because it's filmed
Focus here.
No, well, it's based here in Washington. And Vicky said it takes place in Seattle area when they reference other places in Washington. I know them because I've heard you guys say them. I know.
That's
I'm
pretty
always
cool.
like, oh,
What
yeah.
is Firefly Lane?
It's the story with it's the show with Katherine Heigl and Sarah Polk. And it's about two best friends from like high school till their 40s and how like life is chaotic.
Okay.
It's pretty good. It's a really good show. I cried about 9 times watching it last night.
So here's my thoughts on us doing a Jimmy Fallon type show or something. I don't think we could do a Jimmy Fallon type show.
Because you can't read a teleprompter.
I can't read a teleprompter. Neither of us. We're not like Jimmy Fallon is a comedy writer by trade. Like he's a funny person.
I can read jokes other people write me though.
I don't know. I do think there is one show that after doing this and understanding Twitch, I think there's a show that gives us hope. And it's not going to be what you think it is. The Monday Night Football coverage by Eli and Peyton Manning. If you watch it, it's very much a Twitch side stream, right? They just have the rights by the NFL to stream the game, and they're having sometimes completely different conversations. Like they're not trying to do play-by-play. They're just kind of being bros, literal brothers, talking about football while they watch it. If you've never watched it, give it a shot next season. It's obviously done now.
I can't do it.
But
so that makes me feel like for that reason I'm out.
I think there's something there. And I think that you're going to see some of the things that are done on Twitch done on some of these talk and sports shows because that's the way the world is going.
Yeah. I see us a mix of Scott Van Pelt and like a Stephen Colbert and John Oliver. Like just uncovering the truth, maybe throwing...
What truth are we uncovering? What are you talking about?
That's what John Oliver does. I would like to uncover the truth. I would like to have a smart late night show. Like a smart, fun show.
Okay.
Although, I don't know. Well, we film early. We're not filming late night, which is great.
So the other thing I was going to say about that, and this is something that we did experience for a couple months. When we were originally taken off Power 93.3 and put a week later on nights on, at the time it was Kiss FM, I hated it. Not because I hated that shift or the station. The station was actually, the audience of that station combined with the ones that we brought over from Power, incredible. What I hated about that shift specifically, which we started at 6, ended at 10, I didn't like the feeling of waking up and having this cloud over my head of needing to get to work, but doing all of the other things during the day. I felt like I was constantly like anxious because I had this timer, this countdown of like, okay, I can go to the gym and then I can do this, but then I'll have 2 hours.
Okay,
now I have 1 hour.
But late night shows don't do their show. They do it at like 2 p.m.
Yeah, I still don't like that. I actually, and I know that the morning show schedule.
Home by 5.
I know that the morning show schedule is not easy, right? We lived it for a very long time. We still kind of live it to a degree. I actually prefer it over everything. I love being done early and having my whole day ahead of me.
A 6 a.m. start, which makes it a 4 a.m. wake up call.
Yeah,
should be illegal.
Well, we weren't getting to the station at 4. We were getting there at 5.
I would okay. And what time did you wake up?
4:30.
Yeah.
You got to live close by. Like someone like our friend John, who works for the Val Show. We've had him on here. Lives in L.A.
No, he doesn't live in L.A.
Or he
show is in L.A.
Lives in like Orange County.
He's an hour away.
And drives like an hour and a half every morning to get to his show, which starts at 6 a.m., which means he's got to be there, I'd say, the latest 5:30. And he's on the road at 4 a.m. It's crazy.
I don't know if this person just joined or what, but Nivy3 said, cool, Regis and Kathy Lee are back.
I'll take it. I don't know if that's an insult or not. I'm trying to figure it out.
But like, no, and we've talked about this, no offense to Mr. Seacrest or Mrs. I guess Miss Ripa. She's married though. I think if you literally put us in that spot tomorrow morning, we could do a better show than they did on any day this week.
Problem is we're not household names.
No, but
I think the people watch it because they know who those people are.
I'm not saying have the audience rate us. I'm not saying ask random person in random city, what did you think? I'm just saying content-wise, I think we would do a way better job. And
oh yeah, I think so.
And if Kelly wants to come for me, that's fine. But look up Ancestry. I got Rippas in my family. We're related.
But I do think that those shows, like the Kelly and Ripas, the is it Jennifer Hudson has a show? Who's the one?
Kelly Clarkson has a show.
No, there's another. Drew Barrymore. Watched her show once. It was not good.
This is where we start. You're talking about the Manning brothers?
Yeah.
We're going to finally do what I say we should do every time we watch TV.
Is turn it on and just comment?
And comment.
It's
Because
just so mean.
even
I
on
don't
Shark
know.
Tank last night, we were like, get to the point.
I don't know. I think Shark Tank is actually produced very well for
Very
the
well.
most part. Obviously, you're going to have some, not contestants, some guests, entrepreneurs who come on and they're kind of duds, despite the best efforts of the producers. But I think the show is actually produced timing-wise and everything, and the content really good. But the shows like the Drew Barrymores of the world, the Seacrests, not Radio Seacrest, TV Seacrest, I think at some point you're going to find one company will have to take the leap of faith. They're going to hire one or two people who are very popular on Twitch, not to do the content, but to produce and ideate for the big celebrities. And it's going to change the game.
I would do that job.
Because if there was a more interactive way to watch those shows and because it's a lot of work for those hosts to just be on camera by yourself almost the whole show.
Yeah.
But I think if there were more interactive shows, more guests, you can pop up on like a guest star that Twitch has, or you could call in. I think that's what's going to be. They're going to have to spend some money, but that'll be the next boom for those shows.
All right. Well, whose show are we going to live stream first and talk about?
I don't want to be mean though.
I know it's tough.
I don't want to do that. But there was a question. Audi Swan said, "Any advice for non-morning people?" I'm assuming you're asking us as people who have to wake up and be productive in the morning. What would your advice be, Carla Marie?
Oh, man. It's advice that I haven't followed this month, but the first thing you should do when you wake up, obviously, wake up, get ready, work out. And for me, when I was doing it in morning radio, I was doing 3:30 a.m. workouts, but I had a gym in my apartment complex, so it was easy. Now, to get to an Orange Theory at 6:15, I have to wake up at 5:40, and sometimes I even struggle with that, so I'll take a later class.
And the timing always doesn't work out great because it butts up against the start of the show.
Yeah. So, but doing kind of shocking the system first thing, it's great. One, you get your workout out of the way. Two, it wakes you up in a way that even coffee can't wake you up. And at that time, this was before I knew I was allergic to coffee. I stopped drinking coffee because I was like, I don't need it.
Yeah.
I am ready to go, wide awake. We would finish our show, and I'd be like, I have the whole day to me. For me, I have the whole day now, opposed to crap. I got to go home, get changed, go work out, shower. That's it takes so much more time out of your day when you do it in the middle of the day because there's more people and all of that. So I'm telling you, it's so hard.
Yeah.
But if you can do a workout first thing and do it for 2 weeks, maybe 3 days a week for 2 weeks, game changer.
Let's see. Martha said, "I got to say, working out this morning for the first time in a while. I'm amped and ready to go. I got so much done already." And then Eats and Tweets said in the chat, "Team AM workouts, team morning workouts.
Yeah.
It makes you feel accomplished early on."
And that's true. Not only do you physically, your body feel better, but in your mind, you're like, oh, I already check, done.
I will give you my tip first. We're going to take the anniversary shot of coming out and launching whatever this is in Seattle. Coming out to Seattle, launching this show, all that stuff. I feel like there was more whiskey in that one.
I would have more whiskey.
So, my tip, if you are not a morning person and you have to get up super early, or just in general, if you have to get up super early, don't try to trick yourself into thinking you're going to make it easy. Waking up early, it stinks. So yeah, some people are early risers. God bless them. If you are not, if you're a non-morning person, I think accepting the reality that the first couple minutes of waking up, the first couple hours maybe, they're not going to be easy. And it's going to get a little more routine, but it will not get easier.
Yes.
Just deal with it. Sometimes you've got to say, I have to put in this work. I have to do this hard thing, and it's not going to be fun or easy, and it's not going to get more fun or easier. I just have to do it.
The conversation I'll have with myself is, you're going to be so mad at yourself in 3 hours if you don't do this now.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that I have learned is if I don't get enough sleep, going to that 6:15 class can be like unsafe because if
Of
I'm
course.
running on a treadmill or whatever and I'm like I know that my legs can't do it right now. I've been better at pre-planning of like, okay, if I'm not doing the 6:15, I'm doing the 10 a.m. Maybe that's right after Twitch and it's still early, but there's nothing that hits as good as that 6:15.
Tacoma Swifty asked in the chat, doesn't Anthony work out in the afternoon and not the morning? I generally speaking, like usually will end the show and then within an hour I'm at the gym. I don't hate working out in the morning.
No,
The reason I
you
don't,
do.
huh?
You don't like it.
Well, I'm not a morning person in general.
But you don't like working out in the morning.
No, but it's not that I don't like going to the gym in the morning. My problem, it's two main things. One, we've got a show to start, right? Like our job is not answering emails or calls. I need to be in a certain place with certain things set up, and I don't like the feeling of rushing at the gym, especially to start my day. But the other reason that I actually don't work out early on, this is going to sound very meatheadish of me to start. I can't move as much weight as I want to
No, it's true.
that early in the day. My body needs to be my body and my mind need to be warmed up a little bit. If I was just going to do cardio and it was like, all right, get up, get to the gym by 5:30 and do 40 minutes on the stairs, I could do that easy.
Yeah.
But when it's get up, get to the gym at 5:30 and I don't know, bench press 250 pounds, like that's dangerous.
Yeah, you should have like food in your body at that point. So I will say that that's why I do like some days where I work out not early because then I'm like, okay, today's the day to go up and weight or whatever it is. Like, let me try lifting heavier. I'm not going to really do that at 6:15.
Yeah. So because I like to push myself, my best time to do that I've learned is in the middle of the day because I still have a ton of energy. It's not late night where I'm like starting to wind down. And it's not early enough where I feel like I'm not warmed up yet. Yeah. So that's why, and it's also usually less crowded around like 10:30 in the morning.
That's fair.
Because once you get there at like 5 p.m., that place is a zoo, especially this time of year.
Other than working out, I don't know, it's tough, especially if you're working from home because you have nothing to get you out of the house. You're like, I'm just going to do this in my pajamas. I'll take a shower after my first meeting. You fall into a trap. So.
Before we get out of here, Claire and Olympia said, I'm glad the Orange Theory class Carla Marie is hosting is in the afternoon. I might do it. So tell people about that class, especially if you're obviously in the Seattle area. This will hopefully affect you. But you can always come visit if you want.
On February 25th.
Plenty of time.
I believe it's at 1:30 p.m. in Bellevue, Washington. So when I say hosting, it's just I'm the one that's being like, everyone come with me. I'm not coaching.
You're not in the front of the class with the microphone and the playlist.
No. Maybe
one
day. One day. Coach Luis is doing it. He is so much fun. He moved here from Miami. He is the biggest, like he's a maniac in the best way possible. He's such a good vibe. So I'm very excited he is coaching the class. It's an hour-long class. It's not cardio the whole time. You will be doing things like the treadmill, the rower, and weights. We're all in this together.
So go run through as quickly as possible your typical Orange Theory fitness class.
So you choose where you want to start. Do you want to start on the floor, the rower, or the treadmill? And the idea is that you do X amount of time in each position. So everyone's doing the same thing on the tread, everyone's doing the same thing on the rower, everyone's doing the same thing on the floor. Then after a certain amount of time, you switch. So the floor people go over to the treadmill people go over to the rower, and the rower people go over to the floor. And then you do the same things there that those last group were doing, and then you switch.
Circuits.
And then basically then you switch again. So it's not like you're running for an hour, which first of all you don't even have to run. You could power walk, which is basically just walking on the treadmill on an incline, which is I do that sometimes. I love it. If you've never done any of those things before, you can still come to this class, and the instructor will help you.
Cool.
And
because this is meant for people who haven't been there yet.
Yes.
Okay.
It's kind of like a circuit, but it's not like God, was it curves? I did curves in my 20s at one point.
I don't know what curves
and it was
is.
like that is very much a circuit, and it's not that coached, where this is like timed, it's energetic, there's music. It's a lot of fun. So I'm gonna put the link in here. This doesn't guarantee your spot. This will basically just they'll reach out to you and be like, okay, we're going to put you in the class for doing this. This is just getting your name on a list.
Okay.
Let me. Where is it?
Was it a link?
Mm-hmm. Okay, say something else in the meantime.
No, I'm just gonna wait. What link you're looking for? Oh, so people can sign up.
Mm-hmm.
And this is February 25th. February 25th at the Bellevue location.
Yeah. I also have a video on my Instagram of what a typical orange day.
Well, this is a good question for Martha. Is it intimidating for beginners when you started, Carla Marie?
I had been doing berries for a while, so I kind of understood how these things were going, but how those class went. But yeah, my first time walking in to a studio of where you assume everyone knows what they're doing, it's intimidating.
Yeah.
But only in your own mind, because now as I do it, I'm like, when I see a new person, I'm like, I know what I'm doing, but I also have no idea what I'm doing, so it's fine.
I think anything new
Yes,
is intimidating.
Exactly.
Regardless of whether it's working out or, I don't know, going to a dance class or anything new is intimidating. And there's going to be a learning curve to anything that you start for the first time.
Yeah. So intimidating in that way, yes. But I don't think it's like...
But it's not like a scary... No one's screaming at you.
No. And there are some instructors, but not in like a bad way, scream at you. No one's like yelling at you specifically. It's not like, drop and give me 50.
I love what Martha said. So she said, so I just have to get out of my own head. And that's really what I think all of us... And this is much larger than an Orange Theory fitness class.
Mm-hmm.
Your sound is on. There are so many things that we would probably be great at and actually succeed at if we got out of our own way and got out of our own head. And sometimes you've got to tell yourself, this is going to be weird for a day, or this is going to be difficult. Kind of like I said about working out early or waking up early in the show. But if we just got out of our own heads and said, I know it's going to be weird, hard, difficult, clumsy, whatever those things are, those words that we're using to scare ourselves, even scary. It's going to be this, but it's worth it. I think we'd all, again, this is not just for working out. I know it's going to be scary or difficult to launch that side hustle or to leave my industry and start a new business. I know it's going to be hard to, I don't know, build a deck, whatever you're trying to do. Do it, and you're going to be happier once you get through that hurdle.
And side note, I think we're going to have some You Look Great giveaways there.
Oh, cool.
And we'll be raising money for American Heart Association. But the class is free. You don't have to donate any money. Just the class is free. The rest, the information will follow. But you're 100% correct. And one of the things I did in one of the videos I made were the myths about doing Orange Theory. And it's that everyone's looking at you. And in reality, no, everyone's so focused on themselves. And that's what Sonali said. It's intimidating till you realize no one else cares what you're doing because they're too worried about what they're doing.
And I love this thing from Martha. She just said, I was never mad after I got out of my own way. It's always a positive ending. Yeah. We scare ourselves into not doing so many things.
We were literally talking about it with the coffee shop, how it's intimidating to find a seat. And that's my thing. It's like, if you just walk in acting like you know what you're doing, fake it till you make it.
We talked about it when we talked about the anniversary of launching Power 93.3 7 years ago today. We should have gotten out of our own heads and just enjoyed the beginning of that process more than letting ourselves be worried about what if we don't like it? What if we don't like Seattle? What if we don't like working there? What if we don't like this or that? Just do it. Do it with all of your heart. And if you don't like it after that, then you've learned something about yourself. You've gained an experience and you move on. And you have zero doubts.
And doing something like Orange Theory can be scary, but anytime you can do it with friends, it makes it so much better.
Absolutely.
So, and that applies to everything. But like something like this it is very much open to only people that are connected through me. So whether it's I send the link to friends, I know Eats and Tweets already signed up. Claire's talking about signing up, possibly Tacoma Swifty. They're not like saying, hey, Orange Theory members, come to this class.
Yeah.
It's, yes, you can be an Orange Theory member and go, but it's only people that I am sending this link to.
Yeah, like a buddy system.
Yeah, it's people in like our community.
Fred the Mailman, we're going to leave you with a quote from Fred the Mailman. He said, go be great, even if the thing you're great at is being terrible.
Not a terrible human, though.
Thank you very much. This was one of the longer shows we've done in a very long time, an hour
Yeah.
and 45 minutes.
Woo!
Thank you to everyone who called, everyone who supported the stream with either gifts, bits, or subscriptions. Thank you so much. We will see you here on this camera Monday morning, but you can hear us on the Morning Show podcast today.
Tomorrow. Oh.
And tomorrow we'll have
Yeah.
a brand new episode for you.
Yeah. Peace out, Cub
Peace
Scouts.
Out. This was a very fun
Anthony,
show. What?
go get us a really cool Twitch deal in LA tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, I got to fly down.